And the real Zionism today is working for an Israel which is not only physically strong, but is morally strong and lives up to our highest Jewish values, those ones that we ensconced in our Declaration of Independence 60 years ago, when we said that this country would be a country run according to the principles of Chirut, Tzedek, and Shalom, of freedom, justice, and peace, as envisioned by Nevi'ei Israel, by the prophets of Israel. Just about a year ago, April, I was we were helping villagers to get to their land in a place that they'd been chased away many times. And settlers came and were trying to shoo away the flocks, and we were shooing one way and they were shooing the other way, and we were drifting further away and trying to be nonviolent but keep the settlers away from the sheep. And then I get a cell phone call. I didn't know what we used to do before we had cell phones. I had two middle-aged women that were out volunteering with me that they said, come quickly. A settler is here on the rampage, he's beating us up, he's smashing cameras, and I get back there as quickly as I can. This man starts coming after me, I draw him off the women, and comes after me with a police-issue baton, saying, slapping, cursing, threatening to kill my family, doing whatever he can to try to trip me. I'm trying again to be nonviolent and just keep him from the one remaining camera. He's saying, I've smashed all the cameras, no one will know what happened here today. And at some point after the police finally show up and he turns as sweet as punch and he's got all the officers eating out of his hands because he's a rabbi too and he's teaching Torah. By the way, he said we grew up in the same youth movement, to which someone said to me, that's another educational failure of your youth movement. He says, I only accept Torah law and not secular law. Now the parsha that week was Kiddushim, Leviticus 19, where we read about, as he knocked one elderly Palestinian man to the ground, how about Hadat Pnei Zaken, to honor the elderly. Where we read about love the stranger, love our neighbors ourselves, where we learn, as I begged the other settlers that were there to restrain their fellow, what about what we learn in that portion, do not stand idly by as your neighbor bleeds. Sometimes I just think that we're reading from different Torah scrolls. Yeah. But of course, as I'm sure that your rabbis have taught you, if anyone says to you, Judaism says, a big red warning light should go flashing in your head. And so I guess what it comes down to is this is a country that is struggling for its soul, how do you interpret that vision of peace and justice and freedom according to the prophets? And that's why it is so important that there be a Zionist voice speaking in the name of that basic value which starts with the idea that we're all created in God's image. One final story. With this traffic, I should have another minute. Oh, we're here.
I'm waiting here just because I want everyone to cross on the bridge, and not this is the only place we can stand.
Okay. Well, you'll have to, I guess, forget my last dramatic story. But I will just say one last thing in parting then. Again, I can only emphasize that it is no fun for me as an Israeli or a Jew or a Zionist or a rabbi to talk about these things. I hope that we didn't have that anyone through Rabbi Singer, you can sign up if you'd like to stay in touch with us and be partners in making this a better country. You might hear this and say a plague on both your houses, but our Talmud has this wonderful image of looking at all the world as two evenly balanced scales. And we should always remember that we never know what little act we do on the personal or the cosmic level that will tip those scales one way or the other. And so my hope and wish and prayer and blessing for all of us, don't give up on us. Don't say it's impossible, that this is hopeless. Be partners with us and having the courage and the wisdom and the faith to tip the scales in the right direction. Thank you very much.